Welcome to our greenhouse tour. This is some of the citrus plants way down under here, and I'll try to show it with my hand. There is a starfruit tree. This is the plant right there. That's a starfruit plant. Really need to dig it up, and here it says carambula. I really need to dig it up and put it somewhere warmer in the greenhouse because this is right by the wall. So we got two citrus trees over here. They've been in the ground a couple years. Both of them have produced fruit in here. Not last year in 2024, but back in 2023 there's a pomelo tree that's like a little bit bigger than a grapefruit, and it gave 3 pomelos in 2023. And this is an orange tree, Hamlin orange, which is not the variety I recommend for the best flavor of orange, but it gave us 4 small oranges. This tree, which goes all the way up to the ceiling, so it's probably about 9 feet tall, is a bay laurel, what you get bay leaves from. Very productive, but we only need a couple of them a year. This is a aloe vera plant. It's in a pot, so we can move it around when we want to. This is grew by itself, but I think it's an avocado tree. I did plant some avocado trees in that spot when I was setting up this bed. This bed that all of that stuff is in is watered from our bathroom, sink, and washing machine. We used to have our bathtub going into it, but we took the bathtub out a couple weeks ago. Put the washing machine in that spot. And this is a wood stove that we no longer use. It's just the barrel stove we have in here. Really need to clean up that space and find some more efficient use for it. But we changed the chimney a couple years ago, and there's no hole in the ceiling for the chimney. This is a heater. We hook it to a propane tank, and it produces heat when it's really cold, because this greenhouse does not fully heat itself. This is a geranium plant. It's a little past its prime and flowering, but it flowered about 2 weeks ago. We've got rosemary, parsley, another rosemary plant, cherry tomatoes that grew volunteer. There's some dragon fruit trees, which I really need to repot. That one's about 5 feet long. This is the lemon tree we got at Lowe's last year or 2 years ago. Really need to get that in a bigger pot. This plant is a medicinal herb. Don't remember what it's called, but it'll come to me. I think that's for pain relief, but I don't remember what it's called, so maybe you'll find that in the description. This is another bed here, which we don't have anything growing in right now because it's winter. We used it for sawdust tubs related to our toilet system, and we do plant potting here in this spot. This is the pool, which if you want, it keeps the heat more stable in here, but it also means we got lots of pool toys around the greenhouse, which is not necessarily the most desirable thing. There's the ladder to get into the pool. These buckets are part of our toilet system. Here's a grow bed. We planted cilantro in it over a year ago, and some of it's still germinating. So there's some little tiny cilantro plants right there. That's a cilantro plant. That's a weed. There's kale in this bed and a fig tree. This fig tree is very hard to see in this light, but goes all the way up to the roof. And that produced like 70 figs last year in 2024. Also have a calla lily plant here. We planted 2, but one died, it looks like, right here. But the other one's still alive, hasn't frozen yet. This bed is particularly interesting because it is watered by our shower, which I'll show you next. This is our shower. Probably kind of hard to see in this light, but we have cold water come in and just a regular ball valve for that. Hot water comes in from the other side and a ball valve for that. And then they go together, and sometimes this works great. Sometimes it's hard to regulate the temperature exactly. Our one hot water heater that we use all summer really lowers the pressure on the water, so then we don't have much hot water pressure. And so then if we just turn the cold like a 16th of a turn, like that much, it's sometimes too much cold, even right there. So wintertime we have a much better hot water heater. So it's wood fired off the wood stove. This is a toilet system, which there's a 5-gallon bucket under the toilet seat, a frame to hold the seat up, and you just go in the hole and cover it with sawdust. And if you put enough sawdust in, it never smells. There's a seat in our shower room that has lost its floor. And so that is basically a tour of our greenhouse. Hope you enjoy it. This is a experiment I'm trying out. I filled it up with compostable stuff, mostly human manure, and then I put dirt on top, and we're hoping it's going to create heat, but not very optimistic about that. I also want to grow something in there, but it's got to be something that we cook, because I don't want to be eating raw food grown in human manure, because that's possibly a health hazard. The water coming into the greenhouse comes off the roof. This is a sloped roof, so it's only about 4 or 5 feet tall at the low end, and it goes way up to probably 9 or 10 feet tall at the high end. There's steps up to our door to our house, and so water comes in from the roof and just drips into the pool and overflows it. I don't know if you see this wet spot right here. That's where it's overflowing right now, because it's snowing today and melting into the greenhouse. So we used to have our washing machine right here on this pallet. Now I got sawdust bucket with snow in it. But what happened is every time it got cold, we were worried about it freezing in the greenhouse and ruining the washing machine. So we've moved the washing machine inside the house. And that is a tour of our greenhouse. We'll have a link there's a second half of this thought, which is our outdoor fruit production, which I'll try to make that video sometime soon. Probably not in the snowy weather, so I don't know. But we'll try to put a link in the description in about a week when we get that done. Thank you for watching Homestead Economics. Goodbye.